on. Hey guys. I am at my parents' house and I'm going to give you guys a second to hop on before I start recognition. So make sure you tag all your friends and let them know that we are live and to hop on right now. So, for 6 o'clock. I was going to say for the anal retentive people, I am probably a little early. So you can see, if you want to get extra nervous, how many people are staring at you.
How do you tell?
Like it says right here,
okay.
2 people.
Nice.
Hi, Katie. And then I'll tell you, like, I think...
How do you know? Oh, it says
well, I think it tells you who joins if, like, I'm friends with them, maybe, or something. I don't know.
How funny.
She just says, hey, Pops.
Hello.
I love it. So, yeah, those will be, like, popping up throughout it. Oh, I got a hi, too. Nice. I'm so special. Hey, girl, hey. My mom, well, like, I was talking to Dad earlier, and, like, my mom had asked him, did you prepare answers to your questions? And he's like, no, I'm just going to wing it. And then she said, you know, there's going to be, like, 80 people watching. He's like, I think I'm going to prepare some answers. So you guys can extra freak him out and let him know you're here.
I'm still winging it.
That's a business lesson right there.
Right, yeah, a lot of winging it.
Live and learn, you guys. Live and learn. I'll give you guys a minute or two.
I can't see those without my bifocals.
Yeah, my
That's why I got my
bifocals.
head back.
Perfect. Hey, Katie, how's it going? Man, why is everyone I'm seeing named Katie? It's a thing, you guys. Usually it's all the Britneys. Apparently on this team, we're all Katies. All right, we got people hopping on. Don't forget to tag your peeps so they know to hop on here and they know that we're live and we're doing the thing. I know I personally always forget, so if someone doesn't tag me, I suck and I don't show up. Thank you for the like for that, for my suckage. So if you see like the thumb come across, it means they liked it, or if sometimes there'll be a heart, that means they love it. Or if you piss them off, they'll send you an angry face.
They don't get a finger.
On this team, that would be acceptable. All right, I'm going to start reading recognition, you guys, and then we'll get into it. So I'm going to start with Success Club 10, which is a big freaking list. Moira Kusaba at 46, Amy Silverman at 39, Emma Kittle at 32, Bree Headley at 28. It's really hard for me not to just mention she's my girl crush every time I say her name out loud, you guys. Ivy French, 24. Lauren Meniscalco, 22. Ooh, I like that name. You're competing with Catanol over here. Heather Guthrie, 20. Kelsey Barbuti, 20. Amber Bayer, 16. Gloria Mendoza, 16. Jackie Bender, 16. Laura Wright, 16. Amanda Rakowski, 14. Erin Hopkins, 14. Jennifer Fisher, 14. Margaret Schwenke, 14. Danny Clark at 12. Ellen Mitchell at 12. Katie Johns, my girl, at 12. Courtney Sharp at 10. Ellen Browen at 10. Holly Gustines at 10. Jacqueline Hughes at 10. Jennifer Hines at 10. Jolie McLeod at 10. Meredith Ganow at 10. Sarah Beaver at 10. Sophia Collins at 10. And Wendy Fiallo at 10. Good job, you guys. So that's Success Club points. You know, I always talk about Success Clubs. So that's what I'm reading out is their Success Club points. Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. She's like, look, there's a Stephanie instead of a Katie. For Success Club 5, Alex Ormsby at 8. Britt Jasperson at 8. Kate Davies at 8. Courtney Burton at 8. Erin Kirkpatrick at 8. Hannah Roberts at 8. Jamie Lee Orth, sorry about that. Jan Krieger, Jenna Faulkner, Jerry Soriano, Katie Rios, Lori Ello, Nicole Stemp, Patricia Rice, Sarah Ellen Lackey, Shannon Maudsley, Sierra Centenary, Tiffany Sin, and then we're on to 6 now. So that's Alexis Olson, Allison Odom, Kate Cash, Catherine Banman, Angela Fox, Angela Borotko, Ashley Williams, Bethany Broadham, Caress Cooper, Cece Davis, Ginny Harrison, Grace Scotcher, Jana Davis, Jasmine Britton, Jennifer Roberts, Jose Guasp, Katie Goon, Christy Whitaker, Logan Lynch, Megan Holmes, Megan Siebel, Morgan Hockett, Rachel Patton, Samantha Barlow, Shannon Seth Ward, Stacy Thompson, Susan Doyle, Sarah Grundy, and Sarah Nichols. That is a lot of freaking names, you guys. That is awesome. I love it. And I'm so sorry if I totally butchered your name. I swear it's not personal. And then for Top Coaches of the Week, so Top Coach is Laura Wright with 2,827 volume. That's crazy talk, you guys. That's awesome. Jolie McLeod in 1000 Club. For 900 Club is Meredith Ganau and Moira Kusaba. And then somehow Moira Kusaba is also in 800 Club. So you're very special, Moira. 700 Club is Kelsey Barbuti, Sophia Collins, Jerry Soriano, Lauren Maniscalco. 600 Club is Amber Bayer, Emma Kittle, Cece Davis, Britt Jasperson, and Tiffany Sin. And then 500 Club is Danny Barrett, Margaret Schwenke, Shannon Seth Ward, Heather Guthrie, Logan Lynch, Lauren Kay, Mary Casillas, Brianna Headley, and Aaron Hopkins. So I hope you guys noticed that pattern there, which is pretty much the people on the top coach list are also in the Success Club list. And the people who are top coaches are getting volume, which means they're getting paid for their work. So that's why you guys need to be hitting Success Club in case that hasn't been driven home to you yet. And then for recognition, we had a couple. This one I actually love. This is Madeline. Okay, Madeline, I'm sorry, but I don't see your last name, but you belong to Logan Lynch. But she's getting celebrated for being a Success Starter month 1, already in Success Club 6, and halfway to Emerald. And I freaking love your picture, by the way. But that is, can you do that, Dad? I'm going to expect you to do that.
I did it once, but I was drinking heavily.
You're going to do that at the end of the call. But yeah, that's amazing. Like, Success Starter is such a great goal to shoot for because, I mean, honestly, I think the biggest thing about it from my experience with my coaches is just that kind of ego boost, like getting into this and proving to yourself that you have what it takes. And of course, earning the call with Carl and earning your ticket to Summit is great. But I think it's really just setting that marker straight out of the gate and like making it happen for yourself is what makes that so cool. So congrats, girl. And then I saw that Amy had a new Emerald. So Andrea Nicole, good job, girlfriend. Emerald is huge because that's when you are eligible for team cycle bonuses and when you're eligible for leads through the company. So this is how you can really start building your residual income and not have to like grind so hard all the time. Well, I'm still waiting to not have to grind so hard all the time, but theoretically, that's the point of Emerald. So you start getting that residual income, which is awesome. So congrats, guys. Honestly, this month has been really challenging. I know not just for me, I think for kind of for everybody. So to see that many names on the board is really amazing, and I definitely can see that you guys are seriously fighting for top 10. So I love that. Okay, so I'm going to get started asking my dad some questions, and I want to tell you a little bit about why I brought him on here. So the reason why is the way that I'm almost 2 years into the business now, or I'm a little over 2 years actually, and the way that my business goes is I feel like I'm getting better, and then I plateau, and then I'm like, crap, change something, better, and then I plateau, and it's just like this kind of stair-step situation of growth in my business. So I kind of feel like I'm constantly plateauing. And I recently talked to someone who's actually a discount coach on this team, and she does readings, like remote healing readings kind of a thing. And I talked to her about my business, and she said that she was getting the sense that I'm almost like, she didn't use this word, but I'm going to use this word, like overtrained. Like I've trained the crap out of myself. I've talked to every coach I can get my hands on, and I've watched the YouTube and the podcast, and I've done Josh Coates classes, and like I've immersed myself for the last 2 years in training, and I've definitely implemented a lot of it. So I have, that's why I keep growing. But she was like, I feel like you need people you can learn from who aren't just Beachbody. And that really resonated with me. As much as I love and adore Beachbody and have so much respect for our company and our mission, it's easy to compare ourselves and be like, oh, I have to do it just like Amy, or oh, I have to do it just like Raina, or oh, I have to do it just like Bree, or whoever you look up to. And I realized I need to start seeking people who are not only outside of Beachbody, but maybe even outside of like fitness or outside of social media marketing to kind of learn from and to help me learn to think for myself as an entrepreneur and learn to find creative solutions to my problems versus just looking for someone to train me out of my problems, if that makes sense. So that's why I decided I wanted to interview my dad, because he has been an entrepreneur all my life. And I've watched him go through the ups and downs of that, and I've learned a lot just from watching his journey. But I came up with this idea that I wanted to interview him, and at first I thought I'd just do it for Team Diesel and Daisies, but then I got this opportunity to talk to you guys, so I figured, like, why not bring it to all of you and let all of you learn from his journey. So with that said, I wanted to start from the beginning, which is that you told Mom when you were 17, right? And she was 15.
She was 15 and a half.
Okay, so you told her that you wanted to be a millionaire. And that's
Correct.
kind of where it started. Why did you say that? Like, where did that statement come from, or where did that desire come from?
Well, I had worked all my life, even up to that point. It wasn't a long life at 17, but I started in 6th grade. But I always worked hard. I always showed up every day and always had an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody always would offer something or notice something, and I just knew in the course of my life that I was going to keep doing that. There was that was my work ethic in my life, that you go to work every day and opportunities come up, and I just knew in my head that if you make the right decisions and the right choices for the right reasons, you can continue progressing in life, and that someday I would be there.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like you started seeing yourself climb the ladder little by little, and you thought, well, the ultimate trajectory is I could be a millionaire.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's, I think, where we all want to head.
Yeah.
And you have to just head that direction, and I think if you're persistent and, like I said, make the right decisions at the right times for the right reasons, you can get there.
Yeah. Do you think that had to do with you also having, like, self-worth? I mean, it sounds like you were kind of saying, like, I know I'm climbing the ladder, and it's almost like you believed you were worthy because of your work ethic to ultimately reach that goal.
You know,
because you knew you were willing to work for it. Or?
I think, I mean, my dad was taking me to work when I was 10 years old to his work.
Yeah.
And it was a graveyard shift, and I would go to school in the day. So I don't know if it was a self-worth or it was just life to me in my brain.
Yeah, it was just like fact.
Yeah, you go to work. And, I was paying rent at home when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
And it was just a part of life, and that's just what you did. And you got a goal, and you got a direction, and that's the way you headed, and you just keep marching full steam ahead.
Yeah. Why did you use the term, like, millionaire? Did that signify something to you?
Well, it was a number, but it's a goal, something to shoot for.
Yeah.
I mean,
was it just to get the girl?
Well, that was it definitely was.
You're like,
but
girls like millionaires.
It was also something in my head that I thought was achievable. I never thought it was not achievable.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I never thought not marrying your mom was not achievable.
Yeah.
I always knew that was achievable.
Like,
too.
I'll get the girl and I'll be a millionaire.
That was a win-win for me. She's the one that took the chance.
I love it. I think what you said is kind of important. Is like it's a win-win. Like you have nothing to lose by shooting.
Correct.
For a big goal like that, even if you never make it, like it's you're still going to be better because you tried, right?
Especially at 17 years old.
Yeah.
And at 25 years old. Now, when you get into older years where you're married, you've got a mortgage, you've got responsibilities.
Yeah, it's harder.
Then your risk has to be a lot less.
Yeah, you're
because
considering
you have
other
obligations.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of where you're at in your life, but heck, I was 17.
Yeah.
So what the heck I got to lose?
Let's go on this journey.
Let's go for a run and see what happens.
I love it. Yeah. So at what point did you know that you wanted to be like an entrepreneur instead of an employee? Because always before you'd been an employee, did at some point it click like, in order to make the big bucks, I need to be an entrepreneur? Or did you think I want to own a business, or how did that happen?
Well, I had always worked hourly, and I always been there every day, and I realized hourly that I was laboring, shoveling and surveying and walking around up and down hills and through canyons, and I realized there's a guy over there in a pickup truck that's owned by the company. The company's putting gas in. The company's paying the insurance for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's making $1 an hour over the highest paid guy that's on the job site.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wait, I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to work. I'm not getting home till 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm working for this much an hour, and if I can get a pickup truck and a credit card for gas and make $1 more than anybody else out here,
Yeah.
My time is still the same. I'm gone 12 or 13 hours a day. So
Yeah.
the trick is to make the most money that I can make in that allotted amount of time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're digging a ditch or running a dirt job, driving a truck, running a tractor.
Mm-hmm.
It's that block of time. If they'd have paid me more than that foreman for digging a ditch, I would have still been digging ditches.
Yeah.
I wasn't out there for a title. I was out there for the money on the paycheck to take care of my family.
Yeah. So it wasn't about being an entrepreneur. It was just about taking care of your family and kind of building your dream the best way that you could see was available to you.
And go with my capabilities and my knowledge to make the most I can make in that 10-hour block or 12-hour block or whatever the block is.
Yeah.
A lot of guys they're happy staying at the hourly, and that's good. Not a problem. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to jam a little bit more in there and try to make the most I can make.
Maximize what you're getting for your time, basically.
Right.
And that's what a thing that we talk about a lot is, like, as business owners, it's the one time you don't have to exchange your time for money. Like, as an employee, you're straight up like, I show up for these hours, I get paid this much, and it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But when you own your own company, it kind of shifts to where it's like, I get paid what I'm worth. So if I can kick ass in these 10 hours a day, I'm going to get paid more than if I don't kick ass in these 10 hours a day.
That's correct.
So
you do the most you can to make the most money in that block of time. And,
gotcha.
And it happens to be a step up in life.
Yeah.
Along with it.
So at that point, you're going from, being the laborer to now you're the foreman and you're running the job. So what was your first actual, like, entrepreneurial venture where you were the owner?
Well, my first one, I was working hourly for a guy who was a big company, but he was the foreman and I was working for him. Mm-hmm. And it started where he would get close to finishing a job that I had worked hourly with him on, and and he would go start a new job and I would stay there and finish it. So I started learning supervision.
Yeah, you started kind of doing his job, basically.
Right. And then he got offered a position with a new company as a part owner.
Okay.
And then so he offered me to come with him, and I think he offered me 5% of the net profit on each job that we did.
Okay.
So he bailed, became a part of that company, so I went to work for him, and as still an hourly guy, but I was offered this percentage.
Getting
right, and that was kind of the first thing.
So that's where you really saw, like, the income potential if you, like, really step up to that ownership position and put a little skin in the game.
Exactly, but that particular spot, I never got any extra money out of, because within that same year, the guy that offered him the job decided he wanted out of the business. And it was dirt business, grading, bulldozers and backhoes and stuff. So, so he wanted out, so he offered that guy a option to buy the equipment. It was on a lease option. So, so that guy asked me, he said, hey, I offered you 5%. Let's get a business going. We can take over this equipment and take over this other guy's lease and start our own thing going here. So there's actually
so it's kind of like a segue into like owning a business as an actual partner.
Correct. So then we went into a business, 5 of us, and I think I was 26 years old at that time.
Okay.
And it was a 20%. It was a straight 20% each.
Yeah.
Share.
Okay.
And it was a corporation we started and all, and we took over this guy's equipment and started doing our thing.
Gotcha.
So that was the first go around.
Yeah. And then what was your role in that company?
Well, I was a equal partner, but my role actually was more of a field superintendent, where I would run jobs and or check on other jobs, because we had 4 or 5 different jobs going on at that time.
That's crazy. So, like, were your days, like, you're going to all these different places and making sure everything's running well?
Correct. But I wasn't involved in the office stuff.
Yeah.
We had
other partners doing that.
Yeah, so me and, Jeff.
Yeah.
Who is my ex-brother-in-law, but he was another partner, and he was a foreman that was working with us also, and then we ran the field, and the other 3 kind of ran the office and the business.
Gotcha. And then what was the trajectory of that business? Like, what happened from there?
Well, as far as the company itself, well, we did a job in Cypress, right down the street, California here, and We took out an all-risk insurance policy because it was a flood control channel, and we had to put a concrete lining and do some work in the bottom of it.
Okay.
For the city of Cypress.
Mm-hmm.
And it was September 4th, I'll never forget. And we got a 1/4 inch rain in Orange County, and the channel filled up with water and washed all our work down.
Did you like see that happening? Like when it started
Yep.
raining, did you go look and go like, shit?
Oh, I was there. It started raining, and I was there, and I could
no.
see the water building behind our dam, and we had pumps in there, and they weren't keeping up. And I know this thing's going to breach our dam, so I ran down the channel and started telling everybody, get out, and get any equipment out you can, and then soon enough it breached and took everything downstream, and that actually happened twice in September, and it happened again in October. About the time we got it fixed up and got caught up, so
then it happens again.
We had an all-risk insurance policy for $1 million on the job.
Yeah.
But the insurance company knew we were a new company and didn't have money to hang out, so they kept saying, "Oh, we're going to pay you in 30 days."
Oh, they're trying to string you out.
Yeah, and then 29 days later, "Oh, you forgot to cross this T. Start over again." And
yeah, they're trying to like screw you out of what they owed you.
Exactly.
Basically.
And in the meantime, we're telling our suppliers that we're going to pay you next week, and then pretty soon we couldn't get materials, and anyway, the whole thing went bad. But I knew at that time, I said I'm 26 years old, and I talked to her mom before I started in this venture and told her I'm 26. If I lose everything, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It was just the two of us, and you weren't born yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 26. If I lose it all, I start over. If it makes it, then we're
great.
We're
on our way to the dream.
We're way ahead of the game. Yeah. So unfortunately, it didn't make it.
That channel situation happening twice, and like the whole insurance situation, like that took the company down.
Correct.
Okay.
And we all filed bankruptcy, and then 30 days everybody that we owed, we told them about this insurance policy and gave them our policy numbers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And 30 days after we closed up shop, they put enough pressure, and the insurance company paid off everybody that we owed money to.
Okay.
So
that must have been a relief.
So that was a relief, and everybody got paid, and except by that time it was too late for us, so we were done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that ended, obviously that's not why you go into business, hoping that it comes crashing down in flames. No. Like, did that discourage you, or did it ever cross your mind like owning a business is like too much, like this isn't for me, I don't want to do that again? Like, how did you feel?
It was terrible to lose a business. We had pickup trucks we had that we were using and stuff, and so you lose all of that. Yeah. So that was a bad part of it for sure. But the knowledge I got, I learned a lot about running a business. I learned a lot about finances and purchasing equipment.
School of hard knocks.
And dealing with people and dealing with inspectors. And dealing with an inspector as an hourly employee is different than dealing with an inspector as an owner. So, I got a lot of experience at 26 years old. Yeah. I never ruled out going into business again. It wasn't something I shot for, but I knew if the opportunity ever came up and the timing was right, that I would not be afraid to jump in. But I also knew the older I get and the more responsibility I get at home and financially, that kind of thing, that you're the risk you can take is less because you got to protect at that point what you got. So
where do you think like your resilience came from, like in that situation and just in general? Like I've seen you go through a lot of ups and downs. Like I know for us as like coaches, and you know the behind the scenes of my business, so like I get crap from people, and there are times where I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't going well, is this working? And how do you keep going even when things maybe aren't turning out how you want them to? Where did that come from for you?
I think a lot of it is just experience, and not the experience of changing things or knowing how to deal with it, but the experience knowing that it all kind of cycles. Yeah. It does.
I'm still trying to learn that.
I do it. We do a lot of business, and we have a good month or good 6 months, and then all of a sudden you got 3 months where there's not too much happening. Dry spell. And the trick is to cash in when you can cash in, and hopefully you cash in enough to ride you through. But
that's good advice.
But even when you're on the downside, the people you're talking to and the contacts you're making,
you're building that momentum for when it picks up.
Eventually. I mean, I go to lunch with, now since I'm ownership is a different story, but so we do a lot of socializing, which I know you guys all do that. Go to lunch with a truck driver or a guy that owns a trucking company, and he brings his bonding guy or his, insurance or somebody, and you go out and have lunch, and then you tell him, well, what do you do? I do grading, blah, blah, blah. Oh, give me a card. Yeah. So you give him a card and you talk to him, and he tell him
try to make a good impression.
Yeah. And you may not hear from that guy for a year.
Yeah.
But someday, when you get that slow time, or maybe it'll get you in the pickup time again, but that guy will say, hey, I got this card from this guy. You had lunch with you, and I need this done over here. Can you come over and look at it and give me a price to do it? And blah blah blah. And so, even though it's not happening today, what you're doing, I don't know the percentage of it, but some of that is going to carry over, and it'll catch back up to you on the other end somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of where it is. Hopefully, it's in a dead spot where you
when you really need something.
Yeah, when you need something, but it might be in your busiest time, but either way, it's never bad.
Yeah. So I love what he just said. I kind of want to reiterate that you, even in the downtime, like everything you're doing is building momentum, you guys. So when you can, capitalize the crap out of it. When things are good, January, February, March in our business is like crazy. Go all out. Hit that freaking SC30. Like, make it happen. But even when it's a dry spell, and this is something I'm going through right now and trying to learn, everything you're doing may feel frustrating because you're not seeing, like, if you're not doing anything, you literally don't get paid, you know? And so I know, like, when I'm talking to people and I'm not getting any yeses and I feel like no one gives a crap about what I'm doing, it sucks. And I've been kind of going through that lately where I'm like, I'm talking to 200 people and no one even cares what I'm doing right now. And it's crappy, but I know that I am, like what he's talking about, we always use the phrase planting seeds. I know I'm planting seeds for the future and for my momentum when things do pick back up and it is a season that maybe people want to lose weight again or whatever. And the other thing I like that you said is that maybe a year later someone will call you and be like, hey, I need you now. And that, now that I'm 2 years into this business, I cannot tell you how often that happens. And he's right. That's what carries me through the times where I'm like, no one cares what I'm doing. And then randomly someone that I look at, our last convo was, January 2016. And they're like, hey, so I'm ready to do the thing now. And I'm like, really? You've been thinking about me all that time?
It's surprising sometimes.
It is.
It'll eventually catches up to you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So the way that company dissolved, again, not like a super awesome situation, but what did you learn from that, or what did you take away from all that?
Well, I took away from it that I knew being in business was a good thing.
Yeah.
I knew it was a way to make a little bit better living than just an hourly wage.
Yeah.
And I knew that as an owner, you need to be involved in all facets of your business, not
know
focus,
what's going on.
Because you need, even though your partner in doing the office might be the best guy in the world, if he's not on top of it and you don't know it,
that's going to affect you.
You're going to end up paying the price. And so you have to watch that.
Yeah.
And I do.
Yeah. Did you learn you win some, you lose some?
I learned you win some, you lose some. I've lost some.
Fun story, you guys. When I was in 6th grade, and you guys know me, even today I'm very sensitive, and when I was in 6th grade, I tried out for a school play, and I tried really hard, you guys. Like, I practiced, and I tried out for like 12 parts. I was like, I'm getting a damn part in this play. And I did not get a single part. I got put on stage crew, which you guys know that is not good and not what you're going for. And I remember I came home crying, and Mom was like, oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sure you were great. The whole mom thing. And then she's like, when Dad came home, she's like, tell Dad what happened. And I was crying. I tried out for the play. I didn't get a part in stage crew. And he went, you win some, you lose some. So apparently that's where he must have learned that sweet life lesson that I got.
She learned. She has never forgot that for 30 years, 25 years now. I hear
true.
that.
Made an impression.
But it's true. It's life. You can't let it get you down.
Yeah.
Even when you're losing, you got to get right back in the game.
Yeah. We always say in Beachbody, we call it staying in phase 1. So it's like, even when crap sucks, basically, you need to be talking to people. You need to be doing your health and fitness. You need, it's just like, stick with the basics that got you there and just keep repeating.
And I don't care what businesses it is or what you're doing. There's going to be times where it sucks.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. I think that too, like, even people who are like rock stars and you're like, oh, that's the dream job. But at the end of the day, I'm sure there's days they wake up and they're like, oh, I have to do a photo shoot today. And they're like, feel bad for themselves because they don't feel like
that's
it.
Like,
so
I don't know if everybody knows my business is moving dirt. It's bulldozers and excavators and graders and everybody thinks, oh, wow, that's got to be so fun, and Tonka trucks.
That's what like boys want to do when they're young.
And it is fun for
5 minutes.
Yeah, about a week or two, and then all of a sudden, God, this is just a job. I got to be here every day and do this, and that's just routine now. Everybody's got their thing, and although it sounds really great on the outside, after a while, it's a means to make a living.
It's still a job.
Yeah, it's a job. You're making a means to, this is number one, the house.
Yeah.
The job, I got to keep it intact, but
yeah, it's like a push goal to get you to the things that really matter, which are family and stability and vacation or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you went from that whole crazy experience, and then what prompted you to start your now company, Platinum?
Well, let's see. I started, the other business went out in 86, and then in 1995 I was hourly again. I'd worked hourly again for people. Up to that time I was going to take a break, and I was working out in the Port of Long Beach, and the company that I was working for rented an excavator, big excavator, to do some work on that job, and they got it on a lease purchase. So you lease it, you pay a rental on it for a certain amount of time, and at the end of that time, if you want to purchase it, then you pay the balance on the tractor, and the money that you pay goes toward the purchase.
Okay.
So they worked like 6 or 7 months, and then that part of the job was done. So the company that I was working for was going to give it back to the leasing company, and so I approached the owner and said, "Hey, you don't want it. You've already paid down 6 or 8 months on the thing, so I know there's a value there. So why don't you ask them what the purchase price is to buy out, and let me buy it out."
Was that Roy?
That was, well, it was actually Dan.
Okay.
Dan Ugalde Trucking. He owned a trucking company, and give me actually us, because I had met my partner. It wasn't my partner then, Donnie, but he was a mechanic there, and he was really good. And I thought,
so you thought, like, if I can buy this and then he can work on it, we have something going.
Right, and I can find work for it, and bid some work maybe, or put it out to rent.
Then he can do the
maintenance. If it breaks down,
maintenance.
he can do the maintenance and fix it, and that's how it worked out.
So it literally just started with one piece of equipment?
One tractor. Yeah, we started with that excavator. And the thing that happened, it was, and you know, being in business is luck too. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart.
They always talk about timing.
Exactly, because we bought this tractor. It was probably at that time worth $75,000, and I think we paid $52,000 for it. And I knew at that time, though, between the two of us, if it just sat on that job, we could afford to make the lease payment on it. Between the two of us, even working by the hour.
And so you're like, we're not going to go broke doing
so the risk was minimal.
Yeah.
So we did that, and but then we had it for like, I don't know, it sat there parked for about 3 weeks, and then the job went into a change, and all of a sudden they needed that tractor, and it went to work 24 hours a day on that job for like 3 or 4 months.
You're like, woohoo, we rock!
I think
I'm a genius.
We almost no, again, it was just the luck thing, but we had it, and it was, I think we paid for that thing in like 4 months. So
when you get luck, do you just feel like, hell yeah, like, are you just grateful? Or
totally.
Like you recognize that like, this didn't happen for any reason.
Because even at that, even with the luck, even with the tractor and getting it at a good price, and even with the luck of the job going into that situation, the first day we worked it, if we'd have blown up that engine in that tractor, it was a $25,000 or $30,000 fix. We're done. You know, we didn't have that kind of money then. We're still working by the hour. So, so you still got risk, and you still got to take a chance, and you still got to have luck.
Yeah. That's something that I think is so crazy of like your business compared to ours is we really have like no risk. Like we have all the opportunity like you do, but you literally basically had to put yourself in a position where it's like, I could lose my house, or you know, like.
Well, that one not so bad. I mean, if we would have lost an engine or something like that, or drivetrain, then to get it back on the road, we would have had to come up with some money to fix it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the risk that I had the first time.
Right.
But I knew with that tractor, and if we could get it working, then there would be a lot more opportunity from that to go.
Yeah.
Which is what happened. So then we worked that, we got it paid for, so then we went and bought another tractor, the bulldozer.
Because that was working out so well, and you had some profits.
And that's when we hired Ross.
Okay.
You know Ross. And he worked.
You mean my first crush? I was in love with Ross as a child.
So we bought that tractor and a bulldozer and put him on it, and he went to work for Suka Construction, and he was there for 6 years. And
so that was in 95 that this all started?
It started in 95, we bought the excavator, and I think 96 we bought the first dozer.
Do you know how many pieces of equipment you have now?
12.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever imagine when you started with one piece of equipment that it would evolve into like a much bigger company, or did you just think, we'll rent out our one piece of equipment?
Oh, no. I always thought it would
grow.
But I didn't want it. I wanted it to grow, but I didn't want it to grow anything beyond me being able to control it. Yeah,
because of what you've been through before.
Right.
You didn't want a big company.
Exactly. So if we expand any more than what we've got now, then I'm going to need to bring in some help.
People.
And then my time goes watching them instead of
on the field with your people.
Exactly. Dealing with the job and making things happen.
Why do you think it's valuable that you're the one in the field doing it and not hiring someone else to do that for you?
Because I know my abilities.
Yeah.
And I know how I want things done and how to get things done, and I have a rapport with the people in the port and that I've worked with over the years, and they know how I do things. And and it's back to the old school where you tell a man you're going to do this, and you make sure that that's what you do.
Yeah. So it's like you value your reputation, they value that rapport,
and they know that if I tell them something, that's what I'll do. And if I have to change my mind, I will tell them first, hey, this happened, this can't happen, so this is what we got to do now, and not just change it and do what I want, regardless of the reasoning, and then they come out and say, hey, well, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
So
you always know exactly what's going on, and you can always communicate with the people who are. And
I don't want a foreman working for me so much that's going to speak for me, because I don't know what he's saying.
If he's going to have the same viewpoint as you or whatever. Correct. And I think that's an important lesson for us as coaches too. I see a lot of people sign up as coaches, and then they sign up challengers, and they sign up coaches beneath them, and then they're just like MIA. And could you imagine if my dad did that in his business? If he, bid these jobs, and then he just decided I'm busy right now, life is tough, peace. Hopefully my employees have got this. He wouldn't have a business.
You can't do that.
Yeah. So when you guys are signing up, and then life gets tough, so you don't show up, even if it's just for a month, and then you come back, it doesn't matter. You've really messed up your reputation, and you've really messed up the trust and faith that people can put in you. So that's why we drill consistency all the time, because that's your integrity, and that's how people know that you're their person.
And they know, then they know that, hey, if I call this person to come and provide this service or
they're
provide this product,
it
it's going to happen, and I know exactly how it's going to happen, and I don't have to worry about it not happening.
Yeah, and that's why you pay someone, because you want them to you worry about it. I don't want to worry about it,
And I do that with people that work for me. Say, hey,
I'm trusting you to get this crap done.
To do your job over here and make this happen.
I know.
So if you can't make it happen,
Anthony's going and yelled at that. Anthony works for him, and there's been some times, you guys. Okay, so you started at Platinum, and at this point, were you did you have any fear of failure from your past experience? Were you this could go bad again, or did you just not even think about it?
I didn't. I knew there's always risk.
Yeah.
It's a matter of minimizing your risk relative to your lifestyle or whatever you're doing at home and stuff. But I knew it could go bad, but I always had it at a point where it wasn't going to be devastating loss.
Yeah.
It may go bad, maybe a little setback.
Yeah.
But the tractors we had,
you're not going to lose your whole lifestyle over it.
Yeah, and my lifestyle didn't really increase so much at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were working and we were making a few dollars, we kept just keeping it in the bank, and it just stayed in the company, and we just took our salary.
Are you guys listening?
Yeah, we just took our salaries like we always had, and kept our lifestyle. We'd go out to dinner maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, a little
up
more
the game
freedom.
a little bit, but we never. I've seen a lot of construction companies do this. They start billing money every month. They're doing good.
I'm gonna buy the big house and the fancy car.
Go buy
and
a boat, and go buy a place at the lake, and it's all well and good.
And then when it's wintertime and it rains.
Exactly. So that slow cycle we talked about.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to come around.
Yeah, and then they don't have the capital to keep the company running.
They lose the boat. They lose the house. A lot of them lose the wife and the kids.
Yeah.
Because they took a
all
risk.
The pressure.
Yeah, and it's better off to stay even. And it's so much nicer now because the lifestyle is still good, but the security is the main thing.
Yeah.
The stability.
Nothing's going to take you guys down at this point.
Yeah. If you could, I could have a boat out there and a motorhome over there and all that fun stuff. But then you got to make sure you go to work every day and keep that
constantly
coming in.
grind.
It's nice to have it where when it
There's
is a little
cushion.
bad turn, you got a little cushion, to stress about it.
Yeah.
And then when it starts picking up again, then you ride it out some more.
Yeah, and I think that's really important too. Is I actually recently hired a virtual assistant, and she works for me. She started off working 1 hour a day. I've already upped her to 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. And Anthony and I had to have a discussion because it's basically by hiring her, and then with my Shakeology and his Shakeology and everything, I was I'm going to be really minimizing my profit right now. This is going to squash a lot of my profit. But here's my opinion, and tell me if you felt the same way. It's there's no better investment for my money than putting it on me. I know how hard, I know my skills, I know how hard I'm willing to work, I know what I'm building, and so I'm not losing money, but if I can reinvest all the money I'm making into myself up front to build my, as you're talking about, security in 5 years from now, I don't give a shit that I'm working for basically $0 extra right now, because it's about that future and that stability and what I can provide my family with. So you felt like I'm just going to invest on me,
exactly,
because I know what I can make this into.
Right, and leave it into the business, and then and with Platinum in the same instance, we saved our money and kept working, and then we had an opportunity with Roy, who had his own business and had, I think, 4 or 5 tractors, and then he decided he wanted out, wanted to retire, and offered us, he came to me and he said, I'm gonna put all my 5 tractors at auction, or if you and Donnie want to make me an offer on them, I'll consider it.
Yeah, and so at that point you had a couple pieces, and you're like, let's talk about it.
I think he had 4 or 5, I forget at that time. So me and Donnie talked about it, and we had money in the bank because we had not been taking it and doing all that stuff. So we made him an offer, and he accepted it.
Yeah.
And so we took over those, and then
that was a big growth for you guys.
That was a big growth.
That's awesome.
But it was something we could handle, so it worked out well.
What would you say has been your biggest success with Platinum equipment?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you want to say the lifestyle that we get to live is the biggest success, and that's what it's all about.
Just like not having to stress, like as far as going out to eat or travel or family or
all of the above.
Yeah.
We go to Maui every year or every other year, and
you don't have to freak out about, can we afford our big vacation each year?
Right, and then go up to the Monterey Bay or just little trips and stuff, and then like I said, going out to nice dinner once a month or so, and don't have to stress about it.
So like going back to when you were young and you said you wanted to be a millionaire, what that really equated to in your head was like freedom. Like I can do what I want when I want, and I don't have to like stress or scrimp or save or worry.
Yeah, I think more than freedom, I think it's more security.
Yeah.
Because the freedom, even though you own your own business, there's you probably all know it ties you down at times, and you don't get to always call your shots like you think you would if you have a big business, because you still have customers, you still have people that rely on you.
You're always accountable to other people, even when you own your own business.
Exactly, and everybody is looking at you, not just if you're an hourly person, you might have one guy that's helping you out that looks for you for answers.
Yeah.
When you're an owner or entrepreneur,
you need to be there for.
You're there for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something goes wrong on my job, guess who they call?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, but our personal note would be the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Corporate note would be actually the job we're just finishing up in the Port of Long Beach right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a really successful job, so
it's
really
good.
Worked his butt off.
Yeah.
You've been working, what have you been working, like 12, 13 hours a day for months?
4 o'clock in the morning on the job site by 5:30 or so, and then not home till 5:30, 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But
it's like, it's a season. Like, that's the whole time I was talking to him through this season of his business, he said that. He's like, it's just a couple months. And then he literally said, I think I'm just going to take a month off after. That didn't happen. I don't know.
It's probably not going to happen.
It's okay. Mom will put him to work at home anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Either way, I'm working.
There is no time off here.
And that pays better than she does.
I'd rather go to work, damn it.
Exactly.
So what has been your biggest struggle or failure within Platinum? Has there been something that's been tough or challenging?
Well, I don't know that would be failure, but when we first started, we were a rental company. We rented the equipment and stuff like that. But then we started contracting, and when we started contracting, it was a lot of upfront money, and more so than I thought.
So that transition from just renting equipment to actually bidding.
And the security. Then we started. I started bidding.
Oh, having to worry about bonding jobs and insurance.
But the money was. There was a time at that stage that I didn't get a paycheck for 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
Because we had to keep it in the business. To keep, you got to pay the fuel guy every month. You got to pay the union dues every month.
Did you ever think, oh crap, we're going down? Or are you just we'll just get through it every other time?
No, because I monitor my work, and I know what I bid jobs at, and I know how much it's costing me to do the work, and I know if I'm making money. The problem is you're working today, and you don't, in our business anyways, you don't bill that till a month, and then it takes 60 days and sometimes 90 days before you get to pay for that. Well, in the meantime, you're burning 10,000 gallons of fuel every week, and you're paying.
Yeah, you're still having to maintain the business, but you don't have that flow coming in yet.
Yeah, so that was stressful at a time, just cash flow wise.
Yeah.
And I could see it building, but it was just we didn't get a check.
And that goes back to having confidence in yourself and, like, knowing, like, I'm doing everything right, and I have faith that my work is going to pay off. It's just not today.
Correct.
You know?
And then you're hoping in our business that who you're
Pays
working
off
for is
big.
going to pay you.
Yeah.
You're going to get paid.
At least we know we get paid, you guys. Okay, so what freedoms have you enjoyed by being your own boss? Has there been any freedoms with being your own boss?
Well, sure. I mean, there's times that I've taken off and that we've gone away, and you know, I don't have a problem turning over the reins to somebody for a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you know, and I can get my ducks in a row now and make that happen, where we can go
That's
away.
true. You can kind of, like, as an owner of a business, you see the big picture,
Right.
so you know what you can do ahead of time to say, okay, I'm going to be gone. And Amy does this. She's a great example. Like, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, so I need to haul ass right now
Correct.
and make sure everything is in line for
Yep.
when I'm gone for that
Exactly.
period of time.
And I've always done that, and I've always tried to make sure that everything was lined out for whoever was there,
Yeah.
that I didn't have to worry about them having to make big decisions
Yeah.
without me being there. So
Gotcha.
get the job to an easy spot and let them coast through that week or two, and then come back.
Yeah.
And that's
So mainly the freedom to just not have to ask a boss for when you want time
Correct.
off or, you know, time freedom.
But at the same
basically.
point in time, I've missed vacations because the job just couldn't get to an easy point, and you had to be there.
Yeah. So would you say that's also the biggest sacrifice? Like, your biggest freedom is
Yeah.
time, but your biggest sacrifice is
I mean,
time.
if you're working hourly, you can just quit the job. And
Yeah.
Go find another one when you get back.
Screw this guy.
Yeah, if
Screw
you're the
this
owner,
boss. And you're like, wait, I am the boss.
Yeah. If you're the owner, it doesn't go away. It just stays there. So yeah, it's probably both
Yeah.
the best and the worst.
Do you believe that anyone can be a successful entrepreneur, and, like, why or why not?
Well, I think that anybody that wants to be can be that. I don't think everybody wants to be.
That's a good answer.
I think a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like I've told Anthony, you know, you can be an hourly employee all your life. You can buy
And that's
a
fine.
tractor. Yeah, that's fine. You
Yeah.
can make a good living doing that.
Yeah.
You can buy a tractor and be an owner operator,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a little bit more money, a little bit more headache. Or you can buy a lot of tractors and you can rent them, or you can buy a lot of tractors and do some bidding, and there's nothing wrong with any of it.
So it's more bigger business, more headache, more money.
More
Like,
potential.
Yeah.
Yes.
More potential.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
not always more money, but
Yeah.
it's more potential to make more money.
That's true. So entrepreneurship for you is, like, really about that hope. Like, I have the ability to build this thing that I see that
Right.
maybe no one else sees here right now.
And yeah, so yeah, in any case, it's all good for that particular person.
Yeah.
But if you want,
But it does take a
if you
certain
want-
person who really has to
Yeah, you have
want
to have the
it to make
drive.
it work.
and you have to have a little bit of the knowledge more so than somebody else, and you have to have some of the luck.
Yeah. Bree Headley, who I love, just said, I am obsessed with your dad.
Thanks, Bree.
My girl crush is crushing on you. Okay, so with that said, you're saying, like, it takes a special person to really want entrepreneurship, and you have to want it to make it work because it's a big pain in the ass, as we all know on here. So
and you have to be persistent with it, and you have
Yeah.
to, and it's all aspects. You know, an hourly guy just puts his head down and works all day.
yeah,
Now, if you're an owner, you got to
start
do
problem
that sometime.
solving.
To this day, I'll still pick up a shovel if I have to help.
Yeah,
But that's part of it. Socializing with people and building is
Mm-hmm. being
part
the
of it.
face of it.
Dealing with the inspectors and telling them what you're going to do and how you're going to do it is another part of it. So there's a lot of facets to the thing that you have
Yeah.
to deal with. Some people are not equipped to deal with
To
all that.
multitask
And they don't
like
want
that.
to. They don't want the hassle. They
Yeah,
want
they're like,
to
I'd rather just make my
I'll just
money
keep
and
my head
peace
down
out
here
at
and shovel
home.
all day. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll go home at 8 hours or 10 hours and call it a day.
Yeah,
And like again, there's nothing wrong with that,
yeah,
but if you want to succeed more and be an
yeah, on like a
entrepreneur,
higher level.
you have to
Play
put in the
bigger.
time and, take a little bit more risk and put in maybe a little more time when you're younger, and hopefully when you get older it catches up and you get to relax a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed you've mentioned a few times about starting young, which I think is cool about Beachbody. It doesn't cost a lot of money to start it, so there are like a lot of really young coaches because you can start it at 21 or 22 or 23. So you think that's it seems like you think that's a really big asset to
Oh,
start.
totally it is. That you get some good experience. You're energetic. You're social, especially these days. But your social ring is a lot bigger.
That's true.
Mine was I say it was when I was younger too, but
It's because of mom.
I think it is still now. I think it still was then, but it's more focused
Right.
Now, because I mostly socialize with people mostly that I do business with.
Yeah.
So it gets more focused.
Yeah, more like quality over quantity over time.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's just part of being established and being old.
Yeah. Can't wait. So what are the top 3 qualities that you believe it takes to run a successful long-term business? Are there like things that you think really gave you tenacity, like make this work? Or
well, I think the main thing is showing up every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I never made
being
excuses.
Willing to work your booty off.
Being willing to get in there and show up. And, that's 99% of the battle for me, and I think for most people every day.
Yeah.
Is to get up and just get started.
Yeah. Especially at first when you're not getting paid. It's like hard to say, I know I'm not going to get paid today, but I'm going to show up anyway because it's going to pay off,
that was a part, early on with the VGE thing, the first business. But I was hourly. Your mom and I were married for a few years, and I was working 50 hours a week, 10 hours a day out in Saugus Newhall for Cliff. But I knew I wanted to advance, so I used to stay at night and help him with his paperwork, and I wouldn't get paid for that.
Yeah.
But I would spend another hour and a half every night, and your mom used to get mad at me. Well, you're only getting paid 50 hours,
time,
and you're not getting home, and you're putting in 11 and a half hours a day, and I just tell her, as long as the rent's paid, food's on the table, I'm putting in the time to learn from this guy for my future, our future. And I used to have to, and I had to donate time.
Yeah. Seeing that big picture.
Seeing the big picture. It's exactly right. And you have to do that. You got to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know, when I was a kid, I was in 6th grade working at the liquor store, sweeping the parking lot. My dad worked there, and they had another kid there, and I was 11. The other guy that was there was 18. And after a while, they had me stocking shelves, and the other guy was stocking shelves, but he was making like $2.50 an hour, and they were giving me $1 an hour. And I told my dad, "Hey,
what's up, bro?
Yeah, this is not right. I'm getting ripped off over here." And he said, "Really? You're 11 years old. How much are you going to pay that guy to teach you his business? You're out here. You started off sweeping, and now you're stocking shelves." And, yeah, that's what he said to me, my dad.
Like, what is he doing so much better than me? I'm just stocking shelves.
No, but it was just a point of, you're advancing. You started here. You did this. Now you're doing that, and you're advancing. So that's worth something to him. So you have to donate some of your time to try to learn something, basically.
Yeah. So did you have any other qualities besides just showing up every day? Was there anything else that stood out to you about successful entrepreneurs or running a successful business?
I think the other thing, and I think I just touched on it earlier, was even keep yourself on a budget and keep your business on a budget. Don't start going crazy. If you start making money and you think you're really doing good, stay even.
Yeah.
Don't start advancing yourself, because you're going to advance yourself right beyond your capacity of your business, and then it's going to be over for you. So
so you make sure you can sustain it during the downtime, so be prepared for that.
You're better off to hold the reins in, keep building, let the thing start working for itself, and once you can see where the business has got its own momentum going now a little, then you can start upping your game a little bit. But a lot of people right away start getting crazy. They think they're
big shots.
Going to be rich, and and
and they blow it.
And the other thing is, know your product, whether you're selling.
That's true. Be foods, the expert of your business.
Or you're moving dirt, whatever you're selling, a service.
Shakeology.
There you go. But know your product. Know what it or you can do for people to make their lives better, to make that easier. Because, like you said, you hire people to do a job.
Yeah.
If someone wants a coach, then they want you to provide a service for them. And they know you're going to be there, and it's like me.
Yeah, they couldn't do it on their own. That's why they're turning to you as a coach to say, "Help me out."
Help me out.
So you need to know how to do that.
Exactly.
And know what you're.
Be able to tell them your product and what this does for you, and how this makes.
Why this all is a part of the coaching process.
Yep. And again, you may tell them all that, and some of them will say great, and some of them might say
yeah.
But maybe a year from
they
now,
come
that
back.
person will be exactly.
They come back, you guys.
It happens. They'll catch on when they sit down in the chair a year later. They say,
I hate my life. Why didn't I go with Britt?
I got to do something about this.
I need Shakeology.
Exactly.
I think another big thing for me and for you has been integrity, like being good on your word, and just for both of us, I feel like what you see is what you get. There is no shady shit. There's nothing that we're hiding, and I feel like your business especially has been built so much on your rapport and your reputation. I mean, people will call him and it's like they know who you are based on reputation from someone else, and they don't even freaking know you.
Right. That, I've heard about platinum, and I've heard about how you guys do it, and and I get that quite often.
Yeah. You always have.
And if you're the other way, it catches up to you too.
Yeah, if you suck and you aren't a person of your word,
exactly.
then people will say, don't go with her because she was my coach and she disappeared.
Right.
It wasn't awesome.
That's exactly right.
It's compound effect, you guys. It works positive or it works negative. Okay, so what advice do you have for coaches who might be struggling? Either maybe they're new coaches and they're just like trying to get their business up and running, or maybe they're like me and they're in it for a while and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm like kind of stuck. What advice do you have for coaches who might be like struggling through this season right now?
Keep struggling.
I love that. Keep struggling.
It cycles.
Yes.
And it's not easy to get a business off the ground.
Yeah.
The budget thing helps. So you're not. Even when you're trying to get going and you're not making a lot of money, you keep yourself budgeted. But
so that it's sustainable. It's all about like long term.
Because
like
you start stressing out because you're not making the money.
And then you hate your business.
Exactly. and it's persistence, keeping after it. Let the momentum start to build, even if you're not seeing it. The more people you're talking to, people are starting to know you, or they'll remember you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have high points and low points. But I know in my business, it was a good 5 years. From 95 to 2000.
For people really new platinum equipment.
Exactly. Then after the 5 years, now you got a reputation. People know how you work. People are talking about you and amongst themselves. You don't even know they're talking about you, but they're discussing you and your businesses. But even with that, with the economy and in your business, the seasons, they're still going to be up and down.
Definitely.
But hopefully, when it's up, you're making money. When it's
so
down,
it's like when
you're still talking to people.
Yeah, so it's like go exceptionally hard when it's that
right.
on season. Make as much as you can, crush it, and then prepare yourself for the off season. But even during the off season, you need to keep showing up consistently.
Exactly, and be there for people and keep pushing your product.
Yeah, keep
know your
planting
product,
the seed.
Tell them what you can do for them, how you can do it, how their lives will change.
Yeah, so that you're their person when they're ready.
And even though it may not pay off that day,
having faith that it pays off later.
That'll come down the road. It'll pay off for you.
Okay, so I have two more quick questions that I didn't write down for you.
Quick questions.
Sorry. But one of them was, how has relationship building played a part in your business?
On the job, you mean?
Yeah, how's all your relationships with people on the job or networking outside of the job?
Well, on the jobs, it always starts that way. It seems. And then, you get to know people and they get to know you.
They like you.
They like you. Take an inspector to lunch or something, and you hit it off. And then the next thing you're going out with the wives and going to dinner, and it becomes as much of a friendship as a social thing as much as a business thing. Yeah. So.
On top of helping financially, does that also help just with your attitude?
Oh, totally. I mean, I love my job now.
Yeah, because you get to go and hang out with people who you've built good relationships with.
And then, we've done many jobs out there. I've been in the harbor. The first job was 1995. And where are we at? 2017. And probably 75% of my time in that span has been out in the harbor. Yeah. So I know pretty much everybody out there in the Port of Long Beach and in the Port of Los Angeles. Yeah. They all know Platinum. Yeah. And they know us. They know how we work.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, it does. And then we get to go to lunch and talk about work, and now I get to where some of the inspectors even that I know feed me information about upcoming jobs that nobody else knows about. Hey, we're working on this. This is coming up over here.
Secret agent.
Yeah. So keep your eyes open because this is.
You never know how people can help you
when
you're building that relationship.
And Rich Ferguson, a friend of mine now. He was with the prime contractor that I worked for, mostly Manson, and then. That they parted ways 3 years ago, and he went to work for a management agency that now is managing jobs and helping in design of jobs. So he knows now.
Oh, so he has a whole new network of people that he can connect you with.
So now we talk to him, and hey, come out to lunch. We're going to lunch here. I got so and so with me, and they're involved in this other project over here. And I've told them about you guys, and they want to talk to you about doing business. And so the networking goes far beyond what you actually even see. Just like people talking about your business, if you're there to help. They'll be talking about you
Yeah.
When
whether
they
you
go
were
to lunch,
good or whether you were bad,
yeah,
they're
if
going to say
not even
it.
there, they're going to be talking about you. So
Yeah.
you got to keep it going straight and just keep after it.
Okay, so my last question is, you are like a normal entrepreneur. You're the kind of entrepreneur that people expect to see, where you just started a physical business and, you know, went from there. We, as, you know, multi-level marketers or network marketers, there's kind of like a lack of social esteem with what we do. Like, people look at it and they're like, that's not real entrepreneurship. Like, you're still getting paid by Beachbody or whatever. There's kind of like an attitude about it that it's like schemy or scammy. But you've seen like me and what I do, like as a fellow entrepreneur. How do you feel about the coaching opportunity? Like, do you feel like it's legit? Do you feel like it is
totally
entrepreneurship?
You know, it's a you're not an hourly employee. You're working, trying to progress your product and help people with their lives and their lifestyles. So it's definitely, you're not an hourly employee.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing.
It's on your ass if you make it or you don't make it.
Your income is based on your performance.
Yeah.
And it's the same with my business. If my performance is bad, my business goes bad.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of if my business is bad, I still get a paycheck.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. And you know, the hourly people, that's what they get. They know they work an hour and they get paid an hour. But when you're entrepreneurial, is you're putting yourself on the line and trying to prove your worth as a person, because people are buying Beachbody, but your people are buying you.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, so if you,
because they can go on beachbody.com and buy whatever they
Right.
want, but if I'm the one who introduced it to them, they're like, oh, well, you're a coach, I want the coach.
Right.
And then they're like, what's that
Right,
stuff
so
you're selling?
you're
Shakeology, whatever.
Yeah, if that works, and that's what your product is, and that's what I need to do with the program you're turning me into.
Yeah.
You know, starting me with, and if that's part of the game,
Yeah.
then I'm in.
Yeah.
But if you don't sell yourself,
Yeah, they don't care what the product is. It's not good enough.
Exactly. So the product is great. You got to have it.
Yeah.
But the
selling point is the coach. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I wanted you guys to hear that from someone who is a successful entrepreneur, because I know I get tons of shit from people all the time about how I'm not a real entrepreneur. I'm not good enough, or whatever. The other day I got called disappointing, so that was fun. Whatever. But this is from someone who's built a super successful business from the ground up, had the vision, saw the big picture, and has respect for what we do because it is real entrepreneurship. So tune out what other people are saying. It doesn't matter. This guy says...
Keep in mind, too, the higher you go up the pole, the more people are going to want to take you down.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's just human nature. And
yeah.
I've been that with people, too, that, you know, guys that I've worked with hourly, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to move up, and they're not liking it.
They don't like it, yeah.
Even though they
it threatens them.
They may or may not have the opportunity to, but they don't want to take it. They want to stay here,
yeah.
But they don't want you to.
They're like, I don't want to work harder, but I don't like that you're getting more than me.
Exactly. So that's just part of the game also.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me interview you. Love you.
Love
you're
you
the
too.
best.
Oh, thank you.
All right, you guys. So that's it. I trust Dad. So anyway, sorry, I think I ran a little bit long, but it was worth it, damn it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and being here. And love you guys to pieces, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.